Have you ever wondered why you can't seem to afford everything you want? Or why some countries thrive while others struggle? Or maybe you've asked why gas prices suddenly jump overnight, or how a company like Apple decides to make a new product. These are all economic questions. Economics isn't just about money, it's about decision-making. Every time you choose between studying or watching Netflix, spending or saving, you're doing economics. In this video, we're going to explore the basics of economics, what it is, why it matters, and how it affects your life every single day. So let's dive in and make sense of this fascinating world. Let's start with a simple definition. Economics is the study of how people make decisions in the face of scarcity. Scarcity means there are limited resources, time, money, materials, but unlimited wants. So whether you're a student deciding how to spend your day or a government deciding how to spend tax dollars, choices must be made. Economics helps us understand those choices at both small and large levels. It explains why businesses hire and fire, how inflation works, and what influences your paycheck or the price of groceries. These decisions take place within two major branches of economics: microeconomics, which looks at individuals, households, and businesses; macroeconomics, which looks at the economy as a whole, things like unemployment, inflation, and national income. Another thing economists love: data. One common source is FRED, the Federal Reserve Economic Data System, which offers tons of economic info in easy-to-read graphs. Whether you're comparing job markets or tracking inflation, understanding how economics works helps you make better decisions, both personally and as a citizen. Let's look at 4 big ideas from Chapter 1. 1. Scarcity and decision-making. Imagine you have $20 and want a pizza, a movie ticket, and gas for your car, but you can only afford 2. That's scarcity in action. Every choice has a trade-off. In economics, we ask, what's the best use of limited resources? Second, specialization and division of labor. Back in the day, pioneers had to do everything: farm, build, sew, fix their tools. Today, we specialize. You might work as a nurse, teacher, or graphic designer, then trade your paycheck for the goods and services you need. This is what Adam Smith called the division of labor, breaking up tasks so people can focus on what they do best. Smith used the example of a pin factory. One person could make about 20 pins per day alone, but 10 workers dividing tasks could make 48,000. Why? People can get better and faster at one task. Specialization encourages innovation. It allows businesses to grow and lower costs, a concept called economies of scale. Third, markets and trade. Specialization only works if we can trade. Markets let us exchange what we produce for what we need. You don't need to know how to grow food, sew clothes, or build a car. You earn money and trade for them. Markets also rely on information. Today, that often comes from social media. Want to know if a product is good? You might check TikTok or Amazon reviews. Quick information spreads lead to quicker decisions, just like economists like it. 4. Economic systems. How economies are organized varies around the world. Here are 3 types. Traditional economies stick with long-established practices. Jobs are passed down in families. Think of small villages or tribal systems. Command economies are controlled by the government. Leaders decide what to produce and how. Examples include North Korea and Cuba. Market economies let individuals and businesses decide. Prices are set by supply and demand. The US leans market-oriented, though it still has some government regulation. In reality, most economies today are mixed economies, somewhere between command and market. To make this more concrete, let's talk about globalization, a real-world issue that connects many of the concepts we've covered. Globalization means the growing connections between economies through trade, technology, and communication. For example, a smartphone might be designed in the US, assembled in China, and sold in Europe. Why does this matter economically? It allows countries to specialize. Brazil might focus on coffee, Korea on electronics, and the US on software. It increases trade and boosts productivity. It helps lower costs for consumers. Your favorite gadgets are cheaper because parts are made and assembled globally. But globalization also raises concerns. It can lead to job loss in certain sectors. It can increase inequality, as some benefit more than others. It raises questions about sovereignty and regulation. Who's really in control? The export to GDP ratio helps measure how globalized a country is. In 2015, 84% of Belgium's economy was based on exports, compared to just 13% in the US. Why the difference? Larger countries like the US can often rely more on internal production. Still, Understanding globalization helps you see how deeply intertwined economies are today. It also shows why learning economics isn't just useful, it's necessary for understanding the world around you. Let's wrap up with some takeaways. Economics is the study of decision-making in a world of scarcity. Scarcity means we can't have everything, so we have to make choices. Specialization and trade help us make the most of our resources. Markets help coordinate those choices, but systems vary by country. Microeconomics focuses on individuals and firms. Macroeconomics looks at the big picture: growth, inflation, unemployment. Models and theories, like the circular flow diagram, help simplify complex issues. And finally, globalization connects economies around the world, offering both opportunities and challenges. Economics isn't just something you study in class, it's something you live every day. From what you buy to how you vote to the career you choose, it's all economics. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you understand the basics of economics, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more lessons that will help you succeed in this class and beyond. See you in the next video.